Bible in a Year Life, Chronological Project, Week 9, Day 4, New American Standard Bible, the Law of the Nazarites. Again the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel and say to them, when a man or a woman makes a special vow, namely the vow of Nazarites, to live as a Nazarite for the Lord, he shall abstain from wine and strong drink. He shall consume no vinegar, whether made from wine or strong drink, nor shall he drink any grape juice or eat fruit or dried grapes. All the days of his consecration he shall not eat anything that is produced from the grapevine, from the seeds even to the skin. All the days of his vow of consecration no razor shall pass over his head. He shall be holy until the days are fulfilled which he lives as a Nazarite for the Lord. He shall let the locks of hair on his head grow long. All the days of his life as a Nazarite for the Lord he shall not come up to a dead person. He shall not make himself unclean for his father or for his mother, for his brother or for his sister when they die, because his consecration to God is on his head. All the days of his consecration he is holy to the Lord. But if someone dies very suddenly beside him, and he defiles his consecrated head of hair, then he shall shave his head on the day when he becomes clean. He shall shave it on the 7th day. Then on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young doves to the priest, to the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall offer one as a sin offering, and the other as a burnt offering, and make atonement for him regarding his sin because of the dead person. And on the same day he shall consecrate his head, and shall live his days of consecration as a Nazarite for the Lord, and shall bring a male lamb a year old as a guilt offering. But the preceding days will not count, because his consecration was defiled. Now this is the law of the Nazarite when the days of his consecration are fulfilled. He shall bring his offering to the entrance of the tent of meeting. He shall present his offering to the Lord, 1 male lamb a year old without defect as a burnt offering, 1 ewe lamb a year old without defect as a sin offering, 1 ram without defect as a peace offering, and a basket of unleavened loaves of fine flour mixed with oil, and unleavened wafers spread with oil, along with their grain offering and their drink offering. Then the priest shall present them before the Lord, and offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. He shall also offer the ram as a sacrifice of peace offering to the Lord, together with a basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall also offer its grain offering and its drink offering. The Nazarite shall then shave his consecrated head of hair at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and take the consecrated hair of his head and put it on the fire, which is under the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall take the ram's shoulder when it has been boiled, and an unleavened loaf from the basket, and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them on the hands of the Nazarite, after he has shaved his consecrated hair. Then the priest shall wave them as a wave offering before the Lord. It is holy for the priest, together with the bread offered as a wave offering, and the thigh offered as a contribution, and afterward the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazarite who vows his offering to the Lord according to his consecration, in addition to what else he can afford, corresponding to his vow which he makes. So he shall do according to the law of his consecration. Aaron's benediction. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, In this way you shall bless the sons of Israel. You are to say to them, The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his face to you and give you peace. So they shall invoke my name on the sons of Israel, and then I will bless them.
Numbers chapter 10, the silver trumpets. The Lord spoke further to Moses, saying, Make yourself 2 trumpets of silver. You shall make them of hammered work, and you shall use them for summoning the congregation and breaking camp. Now when both are blown, all the congregation shall meet you at the entrance of the tent of meeting. But if only one is blown, then the leaders, the heads of the divisions of Israel, shall meet you. And when you blow an alarm, the camps that are pitched on the east side shall set out. Then when you sound an alarm the second time, the camps that are pitched on the south side shall set out. An alarm is to be sounded for them to break camp. When convening the assembly, however, you shall blow the trumpets without sounding an alarm. The sons of Aaron, moreover, the priests, shall blow the trumpets, and this shall be a permanent statute for you throughout your generations. And when you go to war in your land against the enemy who attacks you, then you shall sound an alarm with the trumpets, so that you will be thought of by the Lord your God, and be saved from your enemies. Also on the day of your joy, and at your appointed feasts, and on the first days of your months, you shall blow the trumpets over your burnt offerings, and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings, and they shall be as a reminder of you before your God. I am the Lord your God. Now in the second year, in the second month, on the 20th of the month, the cloud was lifted from above the tabernacle of the testimony, and the sons of Israel set out on their journeys from the wilderness of Sinai. Then the cloud settled in the wilderness of Paran. So they moved on for the first time in accordance with the command of the Lord through Moses. The flag of the camp of the sons of Judah by their armies set out first, with Nahshon the son of Amminadab over its army, and Nethanel the son of Zuar over the tribal army of the sons of Issachar, and Eliab the son of Helon over the tribal army of the sons of Zebulun. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the sons of Gershon and the sons of Merari, who were carrying the tabernacle, set out. Next, the flag of the camp of Reuben by their armies set out, with Eluzur, son of Shedeur, over its army, and Shelumiel, the son of Zerushadai, over the tribal army of the sons of Simeon, and Eliasaph, the son of Deuel, over the tribal army of the sons of Gad. Then the Kohathites set out, carrying the holy objects, and the tabernacle was set up before their arrival. Next, the flag of the camp of the sons of Ephraim by their armies set out, with Elishama the son of Ammihud over its army, and Gamaliel the son of Pedazur over the tribal army of the sons of Manasseh, and Abidan the son of Gideoni over the tribal army of the sons of Benjamin. Then the flag of the camp of the sons of Dan by their armies, which formed the rear guard for all the camps, set out, with Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai over its army, and Pagiel the son of Ochran over the tribal army of the sons of Asher, and Ahira the son of Enan over the tribal army of the sons of Naphtali. This was the order of marching for the sons of Israel by their armies as they set out. Then Moses said to Hobab the son of Reuel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out to the place of which the Lord said, 'I will give it to you.' Come with us, and we will do you good, for the Lord has promised good concerning Israel." But he said to him, "I will not come, but rather will go to my own land and relatives." Then he said, "Please do not leave us, since you know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you will be as eyes for us. So it will be, if you go with us, that whatever good the Lord does for us, we will do for you." So they moved on from the mountain of the Lord 3 days' journey, with the ark of the covenant of the Lord going on in front of them for the 3 days to seek out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they set out from the camp. Then it came about, when the ark set out, that Moses said, "Rise up, Lord, and may your enemies be scattered, and those who hate you flee from your presence." And when it came to rest, he said, "Return, Lord, to the myriad thousands of Israel." Now the people became like those who complain of adversity in the ears of the Lord. And the Lord heard them, and his anger was kindled. And the fire of the Lord burned among them, and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. The people then cried out to Moses, and Moses prayed to the Lord, and the fire died out. So that place was named Taberah, because the fire of the Lord burned among them. Now the rabble who were among them had greedy cravings, and the sons of Israel also wept again and said, "Who will give us meat to eat? We remember the fish which we used to eat for free in Egypt, the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, and the garlic. But now our appetite is gone. There is nothing to look at except this manna." Now manna was like coriander seed, and its appearance like that of bdellium. The people would roam about and gather it and grind it between two millstones, or pound it in the mortar, and boil it in the pot, and make loaves with it. And its taste was like the taste of cake baked with oil. When the dew came down on the camp at night, the manna would come down with it. Now Moses heard the people weeping throughout their families, each one at the entrance of his tent, and the anger of the Lord became very hot, and Moses was displeased. So Moses said to the Lord, Why have you been so hard on your servant? And why have I not found favor in your sight, that you have put the burden of all these people on me? Was it I who conceived all these people? Or did I give birth to them? That you should say to me, Carry them in your arms, as a nurse carries a nursing infant, to the land which you swore to their fathers? Where am I to get meat to give to all this people? For they weep before me, saying, Give us meat, so that we may eat. I am not able to carry all these people by myself, because it is too burdensome for me. So if you are going to deal with me this way, please kill me now. If I have found favor in your sight, do not let me see my misery. The Lord therefore said to Moses, Gather for me 70 men from the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people and their officers, and bring them to the tent of meeting, and have them take their stand there with you. Then I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take away some of the Spirit who is upon you, and put him upon them, and they shall bear the burden of the people with you, so that you will not bear it by yourself. And you shall say to the people, Consecrate yourself for tomorrow, and you shall eat meat. For you have wept in the ears of the Lord, saying, Oh, that someone would give us meat to eat, for we were well off in Egypt. Therefore the Lord will give you meat, and you shall eat. You shall eat not 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nose and makes you nauseated, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wept before him, saying, Why did we ever leave Egypt? But Moses said, The people among whom I am included are 600,000 on foot. Yet you have said, I will give them meat, so that they may eat for a whole month. Are flocks and herds to be slaughtered for them, so that it will be sufficient for them? Or are all the fish of the sea to be caught for them, so that it will be sufficient for them? Then the Lord said to Moses, Is the Lord's power too little? Now you shall see whether my word will come true for you or not. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord. He also gathered 70 men of the elders of the people and positioned them around the tent. Then the Lord came down in the cloud and spoke to him, and he took away some of the Spirit who was upon him and placed him upon the 70 elders. And the Spirit rested upon them. They prophesied, yet they did not do it again. But 2 men had remained in the camp. The name of the one was Eldad, and the name of the other Medad. And the Spirit rested upon them, and they were among those who had been registered, but had not gone out to the tent. And they prophesied in the camp. So a young man ran and informed Moses, and said, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. Then Joshua the son of Nun, the personal servant of Moses from his youth, responded and said, My lord Moses, restrain them. But Moses said to him, Are you jealous for my sake? If only all the Lord's people were prophets, the Lord would put his Spirit upon them. Then Moses returned to the camp, both he and the elders of Israel. Now a wind burst forth from the Lord, and it brought quail from the sea, and dropped them beside the camp, about a day's journey on this side, and a day's journey on the other side, all around the camp, and about 2 cubits deep on the surface, and about 2 cubits deep on the surface of the ground. And the people spent all that day, all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quail. The one who gathered least gathered 10 homers, and spread them out for themselves all around the camp. While the meat was still between their teeth, before it was chewed, the anger of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very severe plague. So that place was named Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had been greedy. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people set out for Hazeroth, and they remained at Hazeroth. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, "Is it a fact that the Lord has spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us as well?" And the Lord heard this. Now the man Moses was very humble, more than any person who was on the face of the earth. And the Lord suddenly said to Moses and to Aaron and Miriam, "You three, go out to the tent of meeting." So the three of them went out. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent, and he called Aaron and Miriam. When they had both come forward, he said, "Now hear my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known to him in a vision. I will speak with him in a dream. It is not this way for my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my household. With him I speak mouth to mouth, that is, openly, and not using mysterious language, and he beholds the form of the Lord. So why were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses?" And the anger of the Lord burned against them, and he departed. But when the cloud had withdrawn from above the tent, behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. As Aaron turned toward Miriam, behold, she was leprous. Then Aaron said to Moses, "O my Lord, I beg you, do not hold us responsible for this sin by which we have turned out to be foolish, and by which we have sinned. Oh, do not let her be like a dead person, whose flesh is half eaten away when he comes out of his mother's womb." So Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, "God, heal her, please." But the Lord said to Moses, "If her father had only spit on her face, would she not be put to shame for 7 days? Have her shut outside the camp for 7 days, and afterward she may be received again." So Miriam was shut outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move until Miriam was received again. Afterward, however, the people moved on from Hazeroth and camped in the wilderness of Paran.